Here at the City Center, absentee voting has been going on since September 19th. Most of us know who's running for governor and U.S. Senate, but what about the races at the bottom of the page? Why do we vote for auditor and judges? And what about third parties, write-ins? It's time to find out. Just about anyone who has turned on a TV in Minnesota in the past few months has read these names or seen these faces. But when voters head to the polls on November 4th, not every name they see or even the position they're running for is so familiar.
I don't know all the candidates, to be honest.
Always people I don't know.
And when it comes to voting for them,
I just ask God, which one should I choose? And then I pick him.
Typically, I like to see new faces in, and so I pick somebody that is not the incumbent.
Try to just do the ones I know more about.
Cassie Ogg of Ramsey is not alone. At least 77,000 Minnesotans who voted in 2010 did not vote for smaller state offices like state auditor, according to the Secretary of State.
We do see ballots every election cycle where people will just come in and vote for certain races and leave the rest blank, and whether that's ballot fatigue, that they just get tired of looking at it, or this is the only race that is really, really important to me. They certainly have their decisions and reasons for doing so.
Jeff Edblad is a political science instructor at Anoka-Ramsey Community College. He's also running for his 6th term as Isanti County Attorney. He says each race we vote for is required by law to be an elected position, even if many don't know what that position entails. Do you know what a state auditor does?
Not too much, no.
Edblad explains.
State Auditor's Office is kind of a watchdog of public funds, making sure that local governmental entities are using the best accounting practices and spending tax dollars accordingly.
And what about county commissioner?
Not really sure.
County commissioners or the county board of commissioners will make county ordinances. They'll deal with policy at the legislative level dealing with the county.
Oh, maybe they should be appointed or, interview for the job, or I'm sure they have stances too that, or they have a record of how well they're doing.
And it's important that those positions be elected, much like the legislature, that they're held accountable directly to the voters. And also, it would be very difficult in an appointment situation as to appointing members of the legislative branch. Who'd be making those appointments, and how would that function? So I think it's from the standpoint of practicality and accountability that we're dealing with these as elected positions.
To make a selection, Edblad says it's important to find out their names and do some research before getting to the polling place.
What have they done that's warranted media attention? Have they done something extraordinary that has drawn acclaim to what they're doing, or conversely, has a candidate done something that causes concern for their fitness for office? So you need to educate yourself and look at the media sources and see exactly what individuals are doing, and try to look at track records.
But what if we don't like any of the names on the ballot? What is a write-in candidate?
Have no idea.
In 2010, more than 1,800 people would cast write-in votes to select someone other than the 7 candidates for Minnesota governor listed.
Glad we have it. It's America. We should be able to do it. I wonder if they ever win. I don't, I'd be surprised if anyone ever
At
did.
least from what I've seen from write-in candidates, the smaller the area that the office is covered, the greater a chance a write-in candidate has. It's not uncommon for write-in candidates to prevail as township officers in township elections, and sometimes in school board elections.
This year, 5 candidates are listed in the governor's race, but voters we talked to say they likely wouldn't be picking a third party.
The third parties at this point in time are more fringe, and I'm more mainstream, I guess.
They've had very good people running for office, but they haven't been able to garner the juice or the excitement that Jesse Ventura's candidacy did. The real question with regard to third parties that I've seen over the last few election cycles is not, is this candidate going to win, no matter how good or how viable a candidate they are, but the question is, which of the other candidates are they going to draw support from?
4 years ago, about 56% of eligible Minnesota voters made it to the polls, but you wouldn't know it based on the responses we heard.
If someone's doing a good job, I want to vote for them, or vice versa, because I think it makes a difference.
I think it's a privilege, and I don't think I've missed an election in years.
It's my civic duty.
It's our right. It comes back to what we believe in and what we're given.
You turn 18 and it's, part of your right as a U.S. citizen, and I think it's really important that we exercise it.
I don't think there's any election on the ballot that isn't going to touch a citizen's life in some aspect. And that's why I think it's so important for people to make sure that they educate themselves on the issues, the candidates, and make sure that they cast a vote in every election or every race out there.
3 chairs in this room are also up for grabs, including 2 city council seats and the mayor.